Arjun Sen is the president of Zen Mango, a Denver-based brand consulting company. Arjun would talk about his upcoming book, Customer Karma, where he talks about why stop at a one-night stand when you can have a lifetime relationship with your customer. Ladies and gentlemen, Arjun Sen.
Thank you. How many of you came here today in an Uber? Few of you. Here's some facts. You're not alone. Today, in this country, 2 million people would be Ubering. It's a new verb that we are adding. But that's not the impact of Uber. Think 10, 15 years from now, when you go to buy a car, you will look at the comfort of the back seat because you may want to be an Uber driver in your free time. This is the disruption. These are billion-dollar disruptions that's going on in front of our eyes. Airbnb and VRBO is changing the way we think because of the way we are taking vacations. The same way, 5 to 10 years from now, some of us may design our homes and add a few extra suites to the side with separate entrances to make the home VRBO ready. Another multi-billion-dollar disruption. But where do all these things come from? They come from, at the core, putting the customer first. But here's the funny part of the story. If we walk from here and go to different businesses, any business, every CEO, business owner will always say customers come first. Nobody will ever disagree with you. The next question then we ask is, does your customer win always? They will say yes. But why is it that we are failing? There are two simple answers that we need to look at. One, the concept of customer karma. Karma, a word my grandma taught me in India, comes from a Sanskrit word called karman, which is action. The concept of karma is very simple. If you do good things for your customer, the customer will do good things back for you long term. Now, with this concept, I find even then brands every day somehow, somewhere go into this pseudo customer first experience. And to bring it to light, I finally got it when I realized that a customer relationship is very similar to a human relationship. Let me give you an example. Let's say my best friend, Andy, I'm going to give him 2 recommendations. One, I'm going to set him up for this most amazing date. And second, I'm going to talk to him about this new retail store, which I really love and I want to share with him. And you'll see how both these things work parallelly. On the date, he goes there, first impression. He sits across the table and looks at her and right away puts her in one of 3 categories. 1, Arjun, I'm going to kill you. What the heck were you thinking? Or, wow, Arjun. Thank you, buddy. Or it's something in between. Okay, let's see how it goes. Same thing happens in the retail store. Andy goes to the retail store, first reaction, Arjun, are you kidding me? Why would you send me this particular store? Or the wow experience, or something in between. And once we survive the first impression, then the rest of the date or the retail experience is like micro, small positives and negatives, just like a presidential debate, the ticker is going on. You keep adding all these. But the final part of a date is inevitable. At the end of the date, Andy has to decide to put this person across, sitting across him in one of 3 buckets. I really am looking forward to the next date. Or if she was the last person on this planet, I don't want to be with her. Or something in between. Friday night, I have an extra movie ticket. She's a good person to share and go to a movie with. The same thing happens on the retail side. At the end, I will ask Andy, how was the retail store? He has to tell me, no, Arjun, this is not for me. Or, Arjun, I love this, buddy. This was the missing piece in my life. Or something in between. Is when my daughter comes in, I can take her there. Now, when you see this similarity, now let's critique a couple of common everyday branding practices. One of them is couponing, and number 2 is a loyalty card. Couponing. My buddy Andy decides to go on a dating site. He puts his picture, and next to the picture, he puts this coupon. Go out with me in the next 1 week, and I'm buying drinks. Fine print, under $9. If I was his best friend, I would intervene by saying, dude, why are you getting so desperate? But let's say he survives. Somebody decides to go out with him. Now, Andy goes to level 2. He gets out this, romantic loyalty card and says, look, I give you punches, and they're heart-shaped punches. After 5 punches, I get you carnations. After 5 more, I get you roses. And after 15 punches, you get a box of Godiva chocolates. How sad is it? At this point, I really want to give my buddy Andy a hug by saying, dude, I feel bad for you. If this is so pathetic in relationships, why do we keep doing this every day in businesses to get customers in through the door? Are businesses not confident about who they are? Because to me, that is the core that we need to understand. Now, many a time when I talk to brands about putting the customer first, right away brands worry about, does this pay? My answer is heck yes. It's all about you seeing it. Imagine you own this tiny coffee shop. A customer comes to you and says, the coffee today is not warm. Before you react, let me put a pause right there, okay? And put it in perspective. This customer comes to you twice a week, spends $10 every day, every time, which is $20 a week. Now do the math. On a given year, this bozo spends $1,000 with you. In 5 years, $5,000. Okay, now let's put it in play again. Customer comes in, you see $5,000. When he says the coffee is not hot, what do? Say, sir, you go and sit, let me brew a fresh pot of coffee. I'll bring it to you. But here the concept of karma comes in, the concept of causality. Causality says that the customer is not going to come to you first by saying, I'm the $5,000 customer. Will you treat me like one? No. You invest in the customer first, ongoing, and then the customer will reward you with a lifetime relationship. Now, I started by talking to you about Uber, Airbnb, VRBO. These are all billion-dollar investments. Now, the question that comes in is, are there simple things you can do every day? I'll leave you with a few examples. All of us who have cars legally have to buy auto insurance. It's legal, you have to buy it. Let's say this auto insurance company comes in and says, I will sell auto insurance by the miles. You pay for what you use. And these guys also are brilliant. They even say, we have come up with this totally new concept, which you have never heard before. It's called rollover miles. If you don't use the miles, you can add that and keep it for next month. Somebody got it. You can even save your miles for your vacation. Totally disruptive. Second, you go to this favorite restaurant of yours at lunchtime, even though there are people inside, they have a sign outside, not taking new customers anymore. That's very strange. That's not good for their business. But what these guys have figured out is they can, at any time, at most serve 70 customers. Right. The moment 80 customers go in, each one of them get 7/8 of service, which is bad for everyone. So they decided to put this light outside, not taking new customers for next 15 minutes. What does it make the team members feel? They feel happy. They at least now know they have some chance of wowing every customer. It's no longer a corporate mantra of garbage. What does those customers who are inside feel? They feel special. I am in, you are not. Wow, nana nana boo boo. What do you feel when you're outside? You want to be on this side. You realize that these guys are serious about customers. You will plan better next time. You may order ahead, make a reservation, and you may also want to bring your date. So both of you are inside and say, look, I'm one of this. You wouldn't be inside without me. And finally, the last example. Before holidays, you are at a Target. You buy $300 of groceries, and what happens to you? You are behind another person with $300 of groceries. And as you take each of these items meticulously, my friend Andy just buys one item and goes through in the expedited checkout. Not fair. You feel at that point of time you bought less. What could the retail organization do? As you were coming forward, if some person with a brilliant big smile came and says, may I take this? And takes you to a little separate, private, lounge-style Target lounge. Can you believe it? Checkout area. It's very simple. There's a massage chair. You sit there. It gets better. You get a glass of water. You also have something for the kids to do. And this guy is meticulously putting everything in the bag. This experience gets so amazing that we even tell this guy, dude, what's the rush? Slow down. I want to make this enjoyment 3 minutes or 5 minutes, not 1 minute. Once you go out, next time you have $300, $400, $500, do you think you'll go anywhere else to save $5? Not really. So when you put all these things together, it's all about first putting the customer first, okay? And customer first cannot be a poster which is there in your corporate building. It has to come from here, just like in a relationship. And in a relationship, if you just send your significant other a card on Valentine's Day, and for the rest 364 days you're a jerk, it doesn't work. Customer has to feel the love, and that is the investment of customer karma every day, every time. And once you do that, I really believe you don't have to worry about getting traffic into your store, which is like one-night stands. Why do you want to get there when you can get the lifetime relationship forever with your customers?